This video we're going to try and cover my backpacking contents for my last hiking trip. It was Twin Lakes, Ball Pass, and out Hawk Creek. So just 2 nights, 3 days. Some elevation gain, but not a lot of kilometers. It was a really good trip. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was nice to be on some good trails and not have to deal with hanging food and whatnot. So lots of day hikers out there, especially staying out at Shadow Lake Lodge. Not too many backpackers. Too late in the season. So anyhow, we'll quickly try and go over this. So the pad I had was this Thermarest. I always mark all my stuff with how much it weighs. So there's 18 ounces. Certainly not the lightest nor the warmest, but it's wide and comfortable. Yeah, so that's one component I took. We'll try and do all the stuff on the outside of the pack first. So here's my old torso pad, Gossamer gear. I use it mostly for a sit pad. Great piece of gear, just awesome. In this big back pocket, I don't have much more. Side pocket, we've got some Pizan poles. These are new to me this year, and I'm really happy with them. Although this one I did have to glue the tip back on, but they are nice, lightweight. The locking system does work. Yeah, really like these poles. We've got some water bottles. Smart water bottle. This is 600 milliliter. I like the smaller ones. And if we're in camp, I keep this old platypus. This is 2 liters. What do we got over here on this side? This is the shelter, I believe. Yeah. So here's my cordage kit. Everything I need to put up a tarp. Here's my tarp, Sil Poly 8.5 by 8.5. Tent stakes. And the pack itself, I took off the pockets on the hip belt. It also has some small pockets here, but I rarely use them. So it's got quite a bit of organization. This is a heavy pack, but I did a lot of heavy bush pushing. Some of the trails I was on this year are just incredibly covered in willows and other trees, but and I did have to do some not backpacking, well, backpacking bushwhacking. So having this heavier burly pack worked out well for me. So here we've got a brain on here. Let's empty it out. Toilet paper, water treatment tabs, an inhaler just in case. Every once in a while I've used it. Helps me get up the hills. Here we've got some smoking material, some baby wipes to go with toilet paper. Here's a compass, headlamp. This is a Sofern. Really like it, works really well. Here we've got a little bit of a booklet with a pen. Keep track of things. Sunglasses. Some tape, marking trail, and excuse me, in this little pouch we just got the odds and ends of sunscreen. Bug Dope, Body Glide. And in here in this little pocket I have some spare parts for the pack. I use a lot of these bachelor buckles, which are plastic, so I haven't had any trouble with them, but I do have some extras. And then I have a little extra light here, being a flashaholic. Light works well. If you've ever been in the situation where your headlamp dies, it's always good to have some kind of light to look in your pack for spare batteries or whatever it is you need. A different headlamp sometimes. Okay, so we'll try and get into the pack here now. So here's my food bag for the trip. It was bear lockers, so just having an old ECF food bag was enough. Didn't need any bear-proof anything. Here's a nylon bag that I use, and I try and keep some of my clothing that I might need fairly quickly at the top. So on this trip I did start bringing my insulation, and I chose this old down jacket. It works fantastic. Also, here's the rain jacket, and you'll see here that I do double up with a lot of my rain gear, and this jacket does double, triple duty. It is a rain jacket. It blocks. It's a wind jacket. It blocks the wind, and it holds heat quite well. So most of the summer I use this as in place of insulation. So it worked out quite well. And it works really well underneath of a poncho or a casual in my case. So that's my system to deal with rain and pushing through the car wash situations. And then this ECF bag here, some more clothing and whatnot that I wanted to easily get to. So it's kind of at the top of the pack and in its own little package. So, you know, a pair of rubberized gloves, nitrile covered, excellent for wet conditions. I didn't have to use them on this trip, of course, but we had great weather. Some wool gloves, fleece, beanie. I also had an extra beanie, a buff, and which is a wool one, and then this OR hoodie, excellent as a t-shirt is how I used it. And also we have vapor barriers for the feet. Another clothing bag, we'll get into that in a second. Here's my rain gear. So there's a casual in here, sil nylon, rain chaps, sil nylon, and I have a rain skirt in it, sil poly. And I made all these myself. I really think that it's the best system I've found to deal with wet conditions, whether it be rain or car wash situations, bushwhacking. So in here is my clothing, and I've gone through some of this before, so some redundancies and my yapping talking points. So I have what I call emergency clothing, so if I get wet for some reason, I always want a dry set of clothing, and this is my silk t-shirt, luxurious, fantastic. Here's the pants I would use. They are wind pants, very lightweight. Not the lightest, but they are very lightweight. Really nice from Montbell. Got an extra pair of hiking socks, an extra pair of liner socks, and we also have more vapor barriers. So on this trip I kind of got carried away because I'm kind of set up more for a longer trip. But here's some vapor barriers that I made that will last for a long time, multiple days and weeks or whatever, months. I've used them a lot already, but and here's some more vapor barriers. I usually take the plastic ones. I take a set for every couple days. So speaking of the emergency clothing, same as sleeping, I have a Mylar bivvy. I had to use these a lot this summer. Early in the summer it was very cold, very wet, so I ended up using that a lot. Here's a buff polyester. Here's a polyester balaclava for sleeping in, and that's just a dryer sheet to try and keep things smelling somewhat fresh. Then we have the cook kit. This is a bag I had made by Spirit West, made of sil nylon. I went with 500 milliliter toques, 550 milliliter toques. I did unfortunately take my alcohol stove, which I did not use. It's not a whole lot of extra weight, but an oversight for sure. BRS stove, simple, works well. Here's my cup, GSI 1.5 cups. Here's for keeping food warm, and then just some various odds and ends in here, like there's my spoon. There's a couple of fire starters in here, and once again, unfortunately, a leftover of the alcohol stove, the windscreen. So another piece I didn't need to have with me, but it ended up coming along because I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, so that's the cook kit. What else we got in here? There's a sleeping pad. This is a self-inflating pad. It's a torso type pad. I just wanted some extra comfort, and yeah, it delivered. I was quite happy. It made a big difference to just laying on the foam. Another thing, this is also a double up of rain gear, but these are rain pants. These are frog togs. However, I keep these and use them in the shoulder season for around camp. So if I'm cold, my legs are cold, I use these. I put them on. It's great around camp if it is kind of wet conditions around camp. This will keep me dry also. So I definitely don't wear them hiking. I might if I was way up on a alpine area where you're not going to get brushed against a bunch of trees and have these things ripped to shreds, because they are not durable whatsoever. And then here's what they call a ditty bag, ditty kit. It's just full of everything, first aid, gear repair, just a bunch of extra stuff, all the little things. What else we got here? There should be a few more things. Oh, so this is my ground sheet. I actually did not use it on this trip. It's just polycryo, really lightweight, but I brought it just in case. And then we have the liner bag, which is a compactor bag. And in it is, this is my best quilt. 2 inches of insulation, 2¼ inches of insulation, 900 fill down. This thing's fantastic. I've never been cold in it, and I've been in some pretty cold conditions with it. So it's been fantastic. Here's some sleeping socks. They're synthetic. I like the synthetic better. It's easier to take care of them. I mean, you can wash these things over and over and over again, quickly and easily. And they work fantastic. They keep my feet dry and warm. You know, and synthetic, in small articles like this, I mean, they really do pack down close to what down would, and the weight is not significantly, you know, heavier. It's just small articles, so the weight difference isn't that much. So I got it. So yeah, so that's everything. On the outside of the pack, I do have a carabiner clip and a little bit of bungee cord. I do keep a compass on here. I don't like having a bunch of stuff on my shoulder straps, but I got a few things. The only other thing I was going to say is, I just remembered, is bear spray, which I do not have here, but we've all seen bear spray. So that's another thing I carried. Typically I have it around my neck on a belt, and so it's quick and easy to get to. And the other thing is my horn. This is just a Coughlin's horn. I had to replace the membrane, but really noisy areas around creeks and whatnot, I'll use this a lot. Works really well. Very loud. Yeah. I definitely take it all the time. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like I said, the backpack itself is very heavy. I think it's closing in on 5 pounds fully dressed out. But I can carry, you know, 30 to 40 pounds easily without a hip belt. The frame is awesome. And the other thing I really like about this pack is the big pockets on the side. Seek outside. I believe this is the Lano edition. I don't think they make it anymore. And it's probably close to 90 liters. I've never filled it up, but it's kind of the pack I'm stuck with right now. So yeah, there's a look at what I took on that last hike, and